Hey everybody! Welcome to the Long Beach Playhouse New Works Festival, our reading of our 2020 winners. My name is Madison Mooney. I am the Executive Director here at the Long Beach Playhouse. Excited to have everybody here with us. If you were here last night, welcome back. And if you didn't watch last night, welcome. I first want to do a little introduction, talk a little bit about what's going to be happening tonight, what you need to know. This is the presentation of one of our 2020 New Works Festival winners, The Clipper, by Maryanne Woods, directed by Austin James. We have, afterwards, we're going to be showing the staged reading in a few minutes, and then afterwards we will be having a talkback discussion with some of the cast and crew and the writer afterwards, and we'll have, we ask our wonderful audience that's watching tonight to submit your questions and comments at the end of the evening. We have our YouTube chat on this. I'm not sure if it's on the side or if it's below one of these places. So when we get to it, I'll be reminding everybody again. But we will be taking questions and comments so that we can discuss things with the cast and crew and the writer. Also, if we have our digital program for both last night's performance and tonight's. If you go in the description of the video, there should be a link to a PDF. And there is also a link on our webpage at lbplayhouse.org for the webpage for the New Works event. I'll be dropping that in the chat, that link to that website. Or if you want to click below, you can download the digital program. So I also want to send out a few awesome thank yous to our amazing New Works Committee and the Port of Long Beach. Our New Works Committee read through, a ton of scripts. They get, about 100 every year. And so I want to give them a quick thank you for all of their hard work and picking our fantastic winning scripts. So thank you, Roxanne Patmore, Jerry Whitney, Steve Shane, Amber Kemper, Karen Salas, Taryn Moyes, Carmen Tunis, Chris Skinner, John Malloy, Taylor Brown, and Steve Gratch. And a special big thank you to our committee chair, Jane Nunn. If you've been around the Playhouse, you know Jane, you know Mitch Nunn. They're longtime patrons and volunteers and performers and crew members for the Playhouse. So thank you so much, Jane, for spearheading the committee and making this all possible. And also, this event is sponsored by the Port of Long Beach. We received a sponsorship from them to cover costs associated with this event, which let us produce this and have everyone here watching for free. Since they covered all the costs, we didn't have to worry about, any ticket prices or donations or anything like that. So everyone tonight's going to be able to watch this for free. So we're very thankful that the Port of Long Beach has such a great sponsorship program and really tries to support the nonprofits in Long Beach, be it educational, arts, all these different wonderful events throughout the city. And so we do have a quick video from the port about, kind of showing off why they're the port of choice. So enjoy.
It's a matter of choices. And every choice makes you who you are. There are those who choose to plot a course, choose to take on responsibility, and deliver. Those who see that every person and thing around them is interconnected and are committed to shaping a successful future for all. At the Port of Long Beach, we are looking forward, listening closely, and leading the way. Not only as the Green Port, but for all the things that make us the port of choice. We are dedicated to winning our customers' loyalty and trust by leading with confidence and being seen as we see ourselves. By recognizing the changing tides, we will continue charting a course to connect, enhance, and complement the efforts of our global customers and be a beacon for our local communities. All while keeping a promise of being environmentally focused and sustainable. Because we understand that the success of one depends on the success of all. We are united. We are the port of choice.
welcome back. So a few more things, a few more announcements before we get started with the reading. We have our 2021 winners to announce. I know we announced them last night, but I know not everybody was watching last night. But the 2021 winners, which will be performed in June, the first weekend of June, we have Book Club by Susie Heaton to be performed on June 4th, and Leon's Warning by Mark Littman to be performed on June 5th. So in June, it's going to be a similar setup to what we've got tonight. And thanks to the Port of Long Beach, that event is also going to be free for our community. So please keep a lookout for our the event webpage and the ticket link and the registration and all of that fun stuff that comes along with events. Another thing coming up with the 2021 festival is that we need actors. We need wonderful performers to perform the winning scripts. So audition information is going to be posted next week. It's going to be on our website, lbplayhouse.org, and you click audition. It's going to be posted on our Facebook event, on our Facebook page, and also through our email blast out to our actors and patrons. So if you're an actor interested in finding out more, please take a look next week. And then also for the New Works Festival committee, they read about 100 scripts every year, and then they whittle it down and evaluate, and then they pick our winners for our New Works Festival in the spring. And so anyone watching tonight, if you are interested in joining the committee or finding out more information about what the committee does and the timeline and all that fun stuff, the New Works Committee is going to be having an informational meeting on April 17th at 10 a.m. So that's in about 2 weeks, at 10 a.m., April 17th. If you are interested in the meeting, you can register with me at my email address, madison@lbplayhouse.org. And I'll be putting my email in the chat shortly as well, just so we can keep track of who will be attending and getting out the right info to folks interested in the New Works Committee. And I think that's all that you need to hear from me. A reminder that after the show, we will be having our talkback and discussion with the casting crew and writer, and through the YouTube chat. That's how we'll be taking questions and comments and discussion points. So when we get to the end of the show, we'll have some time to everyone to submit those questions in the YouTube chat. And then I think that's all. And we're going to be, in just a moment, we will be showing you the wonderful staged reading of The Clipper by Maryanne Woods and directed by Austin James. Please enjoy.
September Garden. Now that the growing season's winding down, you might think it's time to head inside and let nature take over. But there's actually much to do in the garden this month. It's time to collect and save seed in both the vegetable and the flower garden, and to get a jump on next year's weeds. You can smother weeds with cardboard or newspaper, or just rip the little bastards up by the roots. Or just do a good final weeding and pile on mulch. Now is also the time for fall cleanup. For instance, if you're like me and didn't pull your black-eyed Susans as their petals fell off, you've got a large stretch of garden filled with nothing but black eyes.
Where are the pita chips?
The what?
The pita chips. You said you would pick up pita chips.
Did I?
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. I knew it. The one thing I asked. She forgot the pita chips.
Oh, that's okay, isn't it? I have other cracker things here.
I brought 4 dips. Made 2, bought 2. Guacamole, red pepper hummus, creamy artichoke, and spinach. I was counting on the pita chips.
I really think you have plenty of food.
And where's Finn with the balloons? Mom, have you heard from Finn?
No.
Did you have to make the flower arrangements so I mean, couldn't we just have tulips in a vase?
It's September.
Okay, but can you please get off your laptop? They're going to be here any minute. The shower is starting.
Oh, I know they're coming. But remind me, please, why this fertility fest had to be held here at my house?
Mom, we talked about this. Our living room is too cramped and the September weather is so iffy, we couldn't do the deck. And besides, it's the tradition. It's the normal thing. The mother of the mom to be hosts the baby shower.
Right. The normal thing.
They enjoy it. The mothers enjoy it, seeing their daughters carry on the tradition.
The normal mothers.
Joyce.
Can you just enjoy it, please?
Okay, look, I'll be the host mother. I'll serve cupcakes and talk about whatever the hell your friends talk about. I'll shit my pants with excitement all over the Tinkerbell onesies or whatever you have.
Mom, language, please. It's a baby shower.
But if any of your friends so much as breeze on my margarine gloss, I swear to God, I will take her out with my rat rifle.
No one will touch your, what is that anyhow?
Dense flowered orchid. It's Irish, very rare. I've been coaxing it along since April and it's ready. It's finally ready to bloom. So I swear to God, if Pope fucking Francis himself came by and accidentally grazed it with his vestments, I would, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting it outside.
So, how are you feeling?
Absurd.
Oh, well, won't be long now.
Yes, the baby's coming, and it'll have expectations
Excuse me?
of me to be, its mother.
I'm sure you'll do fine.
Have you seen my role model? Sorry, I forget you two like each other.
We're dating, yes.
Right, sorry. I guess I'm just nervous about the shower. We should have had it in the Olive Garden party room, not here in this jungle.
No, I think it looks nice.
Well, you would. You're what, botany?
I teach biology.
The science of living things. How life affirming. I am not up to this. Having a baby, raising a child?
It's okay. Kim, your mother will help you.
No, my mother is not good with babies or children or people. Sorry, I know you two are whatever, but my mother will not be a help. But I have Brendan. Thank God and all his angels for that.
How is Brendan?
He's like the sun. He warms me. But he's busy. He's got a big job.
Yes.
Did you know that Brendan is the youngest ever CBS New York 5 p.m. weekend anchor?
Yes, you told me before.
He's important, so I have to share him, It's hard, especially now.
Kim, having a baby is the most natural thing in the world. You're gonna fall in love with that child, you'll see.
Are you kidding? All the filth and puke and screaming and mistakes. I'm gonna crack. I know I will.
No,
And
you won't.
the vigilance I saw online, someone accidentally left their baby carrier on the thing at the airport, the thing the suitcases ride around on, and the baby went back up the conveyor belt and someone put it on a plane to Belize. Belize!
I didn't hear that.
What if something like that happens to my baby? Or one of those hospital blunders, a baby switcheroo, and I end up with someone else's weird baby? Or what if she has vestigial gills or a tail stump? Or even worse, what if she turns out like mom? If she takes after mom, I will run down to Lake Sebago and hurl myself in. I swear I will. Sorry.
It's just nature. Every species bears young. Humans are no different. You will know what to do, just like a robin knows to bring worms to her hatchlings. It's the life cycle. All around the planet for millions of years, creatures procreate and nurture, procreate and nurture. It'll be fine. You'll see.
are so nice. What are you doing with my mother?
Do grown women really eat peeps?
I thought they were cute.
God, my house is going to be overrun by chattering peep eaters.
I should be.
You know them. You know my friends. Laura, Amber, Tiff, Jill, and Monica. You know all of them.
That's 5. You said 6 were coming.
Uh-huh.
So who's the 6th?
I invited Sandra.
You invited Sandra to my house. The bland gumdrop. You invited the bland gumdrop to my house.
They're getting married, Mom. She has to be included.
Well, then Harris is staying. If your father's lover has to be included, then why shouldn't mine? You're staying.
I don't know if I.
It's not the same as Dad and Sandra.
Why not? Because he's young?
Of course not.
So why not? Why can't all the moms-to-be parents' lovers come?
Because it's a baby shower. It's a women's thing.
Oh, right. The normal thing.
And because you and Harris, well, it's not. I mean, Dad and Sandra are getting married.
I'll just be out here on the. Okay.
I know what we forgot.
Oh, Mom, no, we're not serving wine. It's a baby shower.
In my house.
Just one, Mom, okay? I want this to be nice.
Oh, it'll be nice, honey. It'll be very nice.
Finally, where have you been?
The helium guy at the party store was out sick with, I don't know, cancer or something. Probably caught it from all the helium. So they said that I could have the balloons without helium, and I said, no way. My sister said helium balloons, and she will shit a baby if her party balloons don't have helium. So they said, fine, use the pump yourself. So I filled each one of those bitches up myself until I was laughing and crying and talking like one of those chipmunks. I got a little wasted and started overfilling them. 3 of them burst, and 2 went whizzing all around the store, frightening some younger children on the premises. You paid for those 2.
Great.
Oh, please tell me there are donuts.
Oh, God.
What?
They're blue.
Maybe it's a sign. Maybe she'll be a trans. September is the time to plant spring flowering bulbs and biennials and sow hardy annuals. Now is also the time to stake late flowering perennials and deadhead any wilted roses in your garden. Temperatures are starting to drop now, so protect tender shrubs and perennials by bringing them under cover. Also gently lift out tender bulbs, corms, and tubers and store them in a frost-free place. If you've planted squash, September is the time to wage war on squash bugs and cucumber beetles. Use a commercial pesticide if you have to. Don't let these invaders ruin your fall harvest.
Hey,
Oh, hi.
how are you doing?
Good, great. This is all so nice. I mean, there are only 3 guests here because Tiff, Jill, and Monica all bailed at the last minute. Tiff said they all have pink eye, but maybe the real story is that they would have preferred the Olive Garden party room. I don't know. Laura brought their gifts over, so there are 3 gifts without people, and Brendan's not here. That would have helped, but I'm fine. Actually, I'm in a constant state of dread, but otherwise fine.
What are you worried about?
The regular stuff, I guess. The birth, breastfeeding, bonding, bathing her, dropping her, that there'll be, something wrong with her and I won't be able to handle it, who she'll take after her. I mean, if she takes after Brendan, that'll be fine. She'll be like a strong, wise eagle soaring in the sun. But we can't count on that because there's me. And maybe she'll think I'm a monster, or I'll think she's a monster, or we'll think each other are monsters. And then it'll just be two monsters skulking around the house and Brendan trying to save us from each other. And then I see stuff in the news, snatching, luring, horrible accidents, moms driving into the ocean. What goes on behind people's windows? That awful gray when a wall of rain comes over the hill towards our house. Death. Let's face it, it's all about death. Did you get something to eat? I made a bundt cake.
Kim, it's okay. It's your first baby. Your hormones are raging. These fears are perfectly normal.
Really? That's so good to hear. I really want everything to be normal. Brendan holds me and tells me to breathe, so I breathe. I do visualizations, calm ocean, spring day, lambs playing, a cloud shaped like a smile. But sometimes they get away from me, the visualizations, you know? The lambs sicken and die, the cloud turns gray, and then here comes that wall of rain.
You know, you can always call on me, right? Anytime you need to talk.
You're so calming to me, like Paxil.
Are you taking Paxil?
I tried it, but I didn't like it. It gave me a balloon head. I don't like the calm down drugs because what if I needed to scream and I couldn't? Besides, I have Brendan.
And me.
Right, because we're family now, right? Oh, God! You're the mother I was meant to have.
So, what's new in the garden? Any tips for fall?
It's all in my blog. Fall is the time of decay, of course, for all living things. The garden's past its prime. Fall plants like mums paint themselves into garish colors and strut pathetically by, but they're dead by Thanksgiving too. Summer can't last forever. Men always think that, don't they? They pick out a late summer tomato, firm and ripe, but it'll rot too, like everything else.
I'm sorry, men?
Oh, just thinking about my ex, divorce. It's a giant suckhole. Try to avoid it. But hey, I'm fucking a cute young guy. I mean, he's half my age. That helps. See, there he is. See him?
Yes, he looks nice.
Oh, there's wine. Thank God. Hey, Joyce, you excited about the new baby?
Should I be?
Not really.
Now, how many kids do you have now?
24. I mean, 3. It just seems like 24.
You know, I think it's time for presents, don't you? Everyone, it's time for presents. That's from Tiff. So cute.
Tiff, wish you could have been here.
You ever wonder in the Three Bears story why everyone has their own bed? Mama and Papa Bear don't sleep together. Are they having marital problems?
Oh, I think the bear family is doing just fine. Who's that from?
Monica, another no-show. Olive Garden.
What's this?
Sing along with Teddy. You hug the bear and it sings different songs. All the classics. Baba Black Sheep, This Old Man, Rockabye Baby. So sweet. Rockabye Baby on the treetop. Although you gotta wonder, what's the baby doing on the treetop, right? I mean, why is she up there? And then the wind blows and the bough breaks and down she comes, cradle and all.
It's just a song, Kim, an old nursery rhyme.
Oh, all those songs are creepy. This old man plays knick-knack on my knee. What the hell is that about? Get away from my knee, you perv.
They're classics. I think it's a great gift. This is for me. It's a mobile. It's for over the crib.
Beautiful.
Your baby will gaze up at that, spinning gently in the air and drift right off to sleep. And Kim, you'll see, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, how your child looks when she's sleeping, mouth open, clutching her little blankie. Your heart just soars.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Excuse me?
That's why women keep having kids. They suck you in when they're asleep. So cute and so quiet. But you know what? Most of the time, they're awake.
You know what I used to think when I looked into Kim's crib?
What?
Tick, 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 tick.
Why?
Because I knew that bomb was going to go off any minute.
It's amazing Kim has done as well as she has. An accountant married to a CBS anchorman.
Excuse me?
Considering you thought of her as a bomb when she was an infant.
I'm sorry. How many kids do you have, Sandra? Oh, that's right. You just advise them. You're paid to listen to high school kids. Then you go home, kick off your shoes, and have a cocktail.
There's a little more to it than that.
A paid professional. Jesus, I miss that. I want to be one of those "how was she" moms who come breezing into their kids' daycare after a stimulating day at the office and ask the caregiver, "How was she?" A mom who's cherished for her scant attention instead of abused because she's always around.
Do you mind? This is Kim's baby shower. Can we please keep it positive?
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be good.
Now, the big one must be from Jill.
Oh my gosh, it's a dollhouse. It's so nice.
Dollhouse Jill.
My Katie has one of those. Oh, and she just loves it. Plays with it all the time. Your daughter will just love it.
She will.
Funny story. When Katie was little, she always wanted to play dollhouse with me. We'd argue over where the mom doll should go. I'd put her in a little office at the computer, and Katie would say, "No, Mommy, the mom goes in the kitchen," and move her down there. And I'd say, "No, honey, she has work to do," and I'd move her back. And then Katie would start to cry, and I'd feel like crap, and then I'd have to put the mom doll in the bed in the bedroom and pull the covers over her head. Katie would try to put the little baby doll in with her, and I'd scream, "No, she just wants to be alone." Then one time, Katie left the mom doll on the living room floor, and our dog chewed it up. Destroyed both legs, one arm, most of its face, and I picked it up, looked at it, and thought, now she'll never get back to work.
Could we please get back to the positive?
When they were little, on really bad days, I would just say one word to myself over and over, and that word was Perth.
What's Perth?
It's a city on the west coast of Australia, the most remote English-speaking place I could think of. And on bad days, when Kim was trying to dress Finn up in a party dress, and Finn would scream until he had peed all over both the dress and the rug and then rolled in his own pee, I would think how easy it would be to just get on a plane by myself and fly to Perth. One suitcase, nothing more. I'd land there, no one would know me. I'd get a little apartment, a job at a flower shop. I mean, it's a warm climate, so on my days off, I'd garden year round. Or go to the beach, look out at the huge, deep ocean protecting me from North America, and just laugh. It was very, very comforting to think about Perth.
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 You wanted to run away to Perth and just leave us?
Well, I didn't, did I?
I almost died the night Jonah was born. I was in labor for 36 hours. And then he started to come out. But he got stuck halfway out. The doctor couldn't get him out. And of course, he couldn't go back in. The doctor called another doctor, and they tried to pry him out without hurting him. But he wouldn't budge. And I had the thought, it'll be this way forever. Me lying here and this creature sticking halfway out of my vagina, him squirming and me helpless, stuck together like some kind of creature with a wriggling, straining appendage at its crotch.
Kind of like the Alien movie.
Yes, only the thing coming out of me was lower. I thought, I'll be like this until one of us dies. Him first, probably. He's so little, then me. And it'll be so sad. But he made it.
Happy sun, calm ocean, smile-shaped cloud, lambs playing. Lambs are meat.
Oh, wow. What did you eat? Was it one of those dips? You all right?
It wasn't anything I ate. It was those stories. Those women tell stories about. I mean, this one chick was talking about a baby stuck in her. I mean, fuck. That's a part of a woman's body I think a lot about, but not like that.
Oh, yes, well, spawning is a messy business.
I think of that part, like you see online. Clean, inviting,
Yes.
But a baby stuck there. God. It's like punishment for, horniness.
It's not a punishment, Finn. It's a natural process. And sometimes it gets a little.
Oh, God. Please don't let me end up like Hans Christian Andersen.
Hans Christian Andersen?
The writer. I heard he died a screaming virgin. Now, I don't know if he was screaming with pain when he died and just happened to be a virgin, or he died screaming because he was a virgin, or if he really was a virgin at all. I just know it's a fate I most don't want for myself. To die a screaming virgin. I'm haunted by Hans Christian Andersen and fucking Thumbelina and the rest of it all.
So, you're
Yes? Yeah. Was that not clear? I just turned 18 and I'm still At school the other day, I said it was my birthday, and this girl said, "Oh, you're a Virgo, like Virgo the Virgin." And I screamed at her, "I'm on the cusp. I'm almost a Libra. That's a good one to be. Scales. Nothing wrong about that."
Well, that's all nonsense anyway, astrology.
Not if you're a Virgo. That shit cuts deep.
Finn, maybe you should try to put your mind on something else.
That's what Dad said. I've been messing up at school, so my teacher sent me to the principal, who is, of course, my father. He said he thinks I'm a little lost, that I need to take an interest in something. And I said, I have an interest in something. That's the problem. He didn't get it. So he sent me to the counselor, my future stepmother, and she's going on and on in her nice counselorish way. And all I can think about is how her and my dad are having sex, and how she's going to be walking around the house in a bathrobe, maybe even a nightie or a swimsuit, and I'm going to have a huge boner the whole time I'm at my dad's house. And then you and my mother, well, that's just, I'm sorry, but that's fucked up. I mean, I've seen you dissect a frog in biology class, and I can't even think about what you do with my mother.
It's nothing like the frog.
Well, that's good.
Finn, you will find a mate, Finn. And all this worrying will have been for nothing. In fact, sexual attraction is a natural force that we have very little control over. Genetic similarity, facial symmetry, waist to hip ratio, even the scent of our armpit sweat are primary factors in sexual attraction. And our pheromones, the chemical signals produced by the body to communicate reproductive quality, are completely beyond our control. Anyhow, most importantly, nature is on your side in this, Finn. It finds a way to propagate the species. For instance, male mice produce a special molecule that simultaneously attracts females and repels rival males. In primates in Africa and Asia, our ancestors developed a gene 23 million years ago that allowed them to see color so that males could see when females' bottoms turned red, indicating ovulation. So you see, there's nothing to worry about.
Is that how you talk to my mom?
Sometimes we share an interest in natural sciences.
You're a good guy, Harris. It's not your fault you hooked up with this family. Just plain old bad luck.
Don't listen to them, Kim. They don't realize the effect they're having on you.
But I'm not ready for this, for any of it.
Yes, you are, sweetie. You're gonna be just fine.
Do realize she has a mother, right?
Does she? One that's any help to her? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, the counselor has spoken. Who am I to disagree?
You know, I should really get going. Justin's minding the twins by himself.
Are you kidding? It's just getting good.
Is this how it's gonna be at family occasions when Neil and I are married? Nothing but reproachments?
Rapprochement. Now there's a fancy college word.
It's not my fault you didn't finish college.
No, that one's on your fiance.
Bye, sweetie. Thanks for inviting me.
It was a disaster.
No, it was. I'll call you. Love you.
It's over. I made a swirl bundt cake from scratch and no one even tried it.
I'll have some. Sounds yummy.
Sondra, eat the whole thing. That's what a good pretend mother she is.
What is wrong with you?
See, now that doesn't sound like good counseling to me. What's wrong with you? I mean, it's not subtle.
This is your daughter's baby shower. She's frightened.
She's always frightened. She's scared of everything.
And why do you think that is?
I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
Because she wasn't mothered. And now she's having a baby of her own. Do you know how terrifying that must be?
Listen, bitch, you come into my house, eat my food,
I brought the food.
and tell me I'm not a good mother? Amber, get my rat rifle.
I'm not scared of you. I'm not one of your kids.
Could someone please answer the phone?
I'll get it.
You better watch yourself.
No. I don't usually get to talk to the perpetrator, and I'm not backing down.
The perpetrator? Really?
Mom, could you please get the phone? It could be important.
Fuck the phone.
But what if something terrible's happened?
Something's terrible's happening right here. I mean, how much worse can it be?
I didn't believe him. When Neil told me what you were like,
You don't know anything about my marriage.
actually, I know quite a bit. How you spoke to him, how you ignored the kids, always too busy. And with what? Your plants?
Sorry to interrupt, but what the hell? What's going on?
Baby shower. What are you doing here?
I need to talk to you. Have you heard
Heard? Heard what?
about Brendan? He got himself in some trouble.
Is he okay?
He's okay, honey.
What kind of trouble?
Brendan, is everything all right?
Everything's fine, honey. Nothing to worry about.
I didn't expect you till later, but I'm so glad you came.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? What are you doing here?
Why are you closing the shades? You know, those plants need.
You know, I thought I'd lose them by coming here, but they found me.
Who found you?
The press.
But you are the press.
The press are outside my house?
Don't open that. Oh, hello, Sandra. Good to see you.
Brendan, what's happening?
Just a misunderstanding, some confusion. My attorney's clearing it up right now.
Your attorney? What did you do?
Who's that?
Amber, she's fun.
The press is outside. I knew this would happen. You tell the news, and now the news has gotten you.
No one's gotten me. It's just a mix-up.
Hey, what's going on? They're like news channel vans parking outside. Oh, hey, sup, Bren?
Hey, Finn, not much. Can I borrow your cell? I think they've hacked mine.
Will you tell me what the hell is going
A
on?
misunderstanding, okay? A misrepresentation of the facts. Don't answer that. Oh, how was the shower?
Okay. No one ate my bundt cake. 3 of my friends bailed. Mom and Amber got drunk. Laura left horrified, and then Mom and Sandra tried to kill each other, but it was mostly fine.
Brendan Malloy, CBS anchor, caught in dalliance with 20-year-old intern.
Dalliance? What does that mean?
It means your stupid husband had an affair.
Joyce!
Oh, put a sock in it, Sondra.
I bet that's why Tiff, Jill, and Monica canceled. They knew.
What the fuck, man?
It's all a misunderstanding.
It always is.
I ought to punch you in the face.
We'll get this sorted out, honey. It's nothing. This girl had a crush. It's really nothing.
Dalliance?
How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to spend a holiday away across the sea? How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to hang a stocking on a great big coconut tree? How'd you like to stay up late like the islanders do? Wait for Santa to sail in with presents on a canoe. If you ever spend Christmas on Christmas Island, you will never stray, or every day your Christmas dreams come true.
Now is the time to protect your garden from pests and diseases. It's not easy. Despite precautionary measures, I've already lost much of my fall broccoli and cauliflower crop to rabbits and the like. Well-staked wire fencing can help prevent this kind of disappointment. Wait until your deciduous shrubs go dormant before you prune them. If you prune them when they're actively growing, the fresh wound is left open and vulnerable. Also, be sure to keep shrubs and trees watered through the first hard frost. Even evergreens, which may seem invulnerable, need to go into winter well hydrated, or they may not make it through.
I can understand why the girl would have a crush on you.
Woman. She'll be 21 next month. It's not like she's a minor.
I mean, you're you. You're stunning.
Thanks, son.
But to go so crazy, to tell this elaborate falsehood to all the press people, why would she do that?
I think she's angry because I told her no several times. I told her no. I really did.
Was it hard to do that? To tell her no? I mean, we haven't been as intimate as you would like lately.
No, it wasn't hard because she wasn't you. And you and I are so, and I'm so excited about the baby. And she was just this person, you know, an intern in a little preppy skirts wearing some kind of preppy Ralph Lauren type perfume that smelled like the sea, which is not you at all. So no, it wasn't hard to say it no over and over again, to say no.
You're babbling. You don't babble. You're a professional talker.
Yeah, it's just all this falsehood.
Something doesn't add up. Do you know why I studied math in college? Because of the constant. In algebra, you have the constant, the coefficient, and the variable. The constant is the best of the three because it always holds the same value. I love the constant. But then there's the coefficient, which will hook up with any variable, it doesn't care. And the variable, well, the variable's just a slut, just a preppy slut. It can have any value. So I'm asking you, Brendan, are you the constant or the coefficient?
I'm the good one. I'm the good one.
This preppy girl who smells like the sea, did you tell her no? Or did you tell her no more? Because the first is just a disappointment, just a swing and a miss. But the second, I can see how the second might make someone who had been inside the golden palace that is you and been kicked out, very angry. That I believe.
Look, I just want us to be us, you know? Just to put this whole stupid thing behind us and welcome this baby and be us. So good for me. Please.
I have your enormous child in my belly. What choice do I have?
These powerful men and their peccadillos. Did they not hear the time's up message? Were we not loud enough? I mean, when will it end?
I should punch his lights out. That's what I should do.
No, because then you'd be meeting male aggression with male aggression.
Not to mention the fact that he could pick you up by the neck with one hand and leaving your little cartoon legs dangling.
I mean, come on. You're a network anchor and she's an intern. The power imbalance inherently makes his behavior predatory.
Should I go out there? I feel like I should go out there.
No, let them work it out.
An intern is someone who wants to work in a certain field, right?
Inherently.
Yes, so how can she say no to a senior staffer's advances? He could kill her career like that.
Is she crying? I think she's crying.
Just leave them alone, Neil. If she's crying, then she needs to cry.
This is why I wanted to work in a school with kids. The shit I had to put up with in college, even grad school, the innuendos those scumbags thought were funny, well, they weren't funny.
Look, I hate to interrupt your campaign speech here, but this is my son-in-law we're talking about. He may be full of shit about half of the time, but he's actually not a scumbag. He's treated my daughter very well for 10 years, which counts for something. My guess is he made a stupid mistake, tripped over his ego, which is the size of Portugal.
How can you defend him?
Because unlike you, I actually know him. He's part of my family.
So it's okay if this family member cheated on your daughter with a 20-year-old child?
I was pregnant when I was 20. Sorry, keep going.
And publicly humiliated her.
I never said it was okay. I'm just saying there's a difference between internet grandstanding and real life. Real life is messy.
Do you agree with her? With this bullshit appeasement?
I said I wanted to punch his lights out.
Look outside, Sondra. You're a shrink. Watch the body language. He's begging her to take him back. He knows he's fucked up.
And you'd like that, wouldn't you, if she took him back?
What? Where's that coming
You're
from?
afraid. Afraid they'll split up and then you'll have to take care of her and the baby. And then you won't have time for any of your plants.
Fuck you.
Joyce.
And by the way, the shower's over. Shouldn't you be getting home to your tasteful, bland, sterile, childless apartment?
Fuck you.
Okay. Let's settle down.
I'm on to you and you can't stand it. He's my son-in-law. Ha! He's the only thing standing between you and your worst nightmare. Perth! Hey, sweetheart. How are you doing?
I need to sleep.
Sure. Your dad and I will take you home.
I'm going to sleep here in my old room.
Of course, honey. You stay here as long as you need to. I'll make up your bed.
You're still here? I thought you'd be gone.
My wife is still here. I'm not leaving without her.
But why would she want to go with you? You made like a huge steaming turd of yourself.
See, this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want understood. I'm not a giant turd of any kind, and you're in no position to comment because you're not 32 years old with a high-pressure job and a baby coming. You know what it's like to feel like life is squeezing you tighter than a squirrel's asshole? No, because it's my life. It's not yours.
Okay, whoa, easy, bro.
And I was trying to make deadlines and calm Kim's fears, which are a lot. She has a lot of fears.
No shit.
And I'm at my desk and I'm trying to focus, and suddenly I see there's this girl. And this girl in little skirt with tan legs and no fear switching around my office, bringing me coffee, always with a sexy, come on, smirk. And I love my wife, your sister. I love her. Crazy bullshit fears and all, but swish, swish, swish. This other girl just keeps coming by, and her legs are muscular, but not too muscular. Shapely, athletic. She plays soccer. And she smells so good, and she's just ready, man. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Shut your office door.
I'm not proud of this. I'm not. I don't want to be a cartoon. The guy who strays because his wife is insanely pregnant, and Easy Pickens walks through the door. I don't want to be that guy.
But you are.
Oh, but Jesus, she smells so good. Don't you get that? I mean, her eyes, brown eyes, were calm and promising, and she sat on my desk in that white skirt with the little blue sailboats on it. And she smelled that smirky little, she smiled, that smirky little smile that I knew she wasn't the answer, but in that moment, she seemed like the answer. So I got up and I locked the door, and just like that, I was that guy. You know, hey. But here's what I found out. After all the fun and fumbling on around my desk every night, what I found out is you can't tell a girl like that no. No more. A soccer star girl with a killer smile and swingy brown hair and ambitions and connections and a resume, you can't tell her no. Because then suddenly she's not cool with the soft brown eyes. Suddenly she's this angry fucking hurricane bent on my destruction, squawking to every news outlet that'll listen to her. She made the private public, and now I'm here with my dick hanging.
I'm going to die a screaming virgin.
What?
I'm going to die a screaming virgin. And meanwhile, you're doing it on your office desk? In a swivel chair on the filing cabinet with this hot tan girl who's so athletic she can probably flip twice in the air and then pop right back on your dick. And all because my sister, your wife, is too pregnant to have sex with you?
Shay, keep it down, okay?
I can't believe I looked up to you. Did you know that?
Oh.
He used to be my father. I looked up to him. But then, he split, moved out. And I always thought he and I had something, a little wink between us, like, I won't tell Mom you ate all the fudge, that kind of thing. But then he left me alone here in this terrarium, and I was like, lost. But then you took me to that game, the Yankee game you took me to, where we sat in that big room, the suite, and they had pizza and sliders and mini hot dogs and 2 kinds of ice cream and little plastic Yankee helmets, all for free. And I thought, crap, this is my brother-in-law. He's the fucking man. Like, before that, I always thought you were kind of a loud fart in a fancy suit, but at that Yankee game, 10 yards away from the home base stretch, I thought, maybe he is the big fucking kahuna my sister thinks he is. Him. He's the guy I can look up to. But this office girl thing is what my English teacher always calls me. It's reprehensible. You had a sweet, loving girl in your bed, a girl who thinks you're made of sunshine and manliness, and you traded her in for some horny gymnast?
She's not a gymnast. She plays soccer.
I don't care. You have trampled my faith in you, bro. That Yankee faith, you fucking murdered it. Now, I'm taking one of these beers, and I'm going upstairs.
The thing is, the sexual pursuit area of men's brains is up to 2.5 times larger than that of a woman's. Not that that's an excuse. I'm not excusing him. I'm just saying that evolutionarily, a male's brain is more primed for sexual conquest. Even in the animal kingdom, the male is almost always the sexual aggressor. Except for, say, the female pipefish, which pursues the male. And interesting side note, humans aren't the only species to attempt monogamy. Many birds and our close relatives, the gibbons, are actually more successful at partnering for life.
I'm sorry, what? Gibbons and pipefish?
No, I was just trying to, I was being insensitive, wasn't I?
You're never insensitive.
This thing with Kim. This must be devastating for you as a mother.
Right. The normal mothers. It is devastating, but probably not how you think.
How then?
It's devastating because I've realized that, A, the bitch is right. Not Kim. Sandra. You know, the gumdrop. And B, I'm an asshole. Which is a hard thing for a person of a certain age to realize.
I don't think you're an asshole.
Why? Everyone else does. I mean, why are you here with me? I'm so clearly an asshole.
I thought you were beautiful the day we met at the garden center. So interested and assured solving my aphid problem.
You were attracted to me because I solved your aphid problem?
Yes, it was a big problem. The aphids, not my attraction to you.
I got that.
And it wasn't just that. Your eyes glinted with this little sparkle of green peridot that I'd never seen in eyes anywhere. As you spoke, all excited that you had a solution for me, it was so damn cute.
You're so good and kind. I guess opposites really do attract.
And then there's the pheromones our bodies release, of course. That's completely beyond our control.
Well, that explains it. For you.
No, not poor me. I'm here because I want to be.
But you shouldn't. See, I'm guilty. That bomb that went off between Kim and Brandon, I lit the fuse. I knew the first time I met him with his TV voice and his firm handshake. Firm, but a little damp, you know? I knew he was an imposter, but I still signed off. I clapped and beamed at their wedding, took adorable pictures, because if this big, handsome Disney hero guy loved her, my Kim, who spouts random fears like a high velocity lawn sprinkler, then maybe I wasn't such a bad mother.
Oh, well, we're all fooled by the alpha male. Every species kowtows to the.
No, listen up. I wasn't fooled. I knew who he was. And I handed my extremely outrageously vulnerable daughter over to him. I'm low, Harris. You get it? I'm so low, I'm subterranean. I'm a worm.
So you're vital.
What?
Nothing can grow without earthworms. They aerate the soil.
Really?
Yes.
I don't deserve you.
Why not? The bad mother thing? Joyce, there are no perfect mothers. Nowhere in nature. Example, mama eagles let their offspring peck their weakest sibling to death. Did you know that?
I did not. Ew.
Ew, indeed. And hamster mothers sometimes eat their babies. They have huge litters, sometimes up to 20. They're exhausted and they need nutrients, but still.
But you're talking about animals.
You're an animal.
I was drunk when Kim conceived.
Oh, well, that's not unusual.
We were in Ireland the summer before senior year, and it was so great. And we were so drunk, like all the time. I mean, even though we were 20 and not of legal age, I mean, you see, in Ireland, they'll serve you if you're like tall enough to reach the bar. So one day we're in this meadow surrounded by blooming purple Magellan gloss. I mean, glorious. And we made love. I mean, who needs a condom when you're in love? Not us. No. And then the horror movie began. My belly, quitting school, this awful cramped little apartment with slanted floors. And then Kim with her big eyes watching me. I mean, she knew. I swear to God, she knew that I'd rather be getting an easy A at Intro to Film Studies. And that's when the resentment and the monstrous, boiling resentment began. I had all these feelings a mother is not supposed to have.
Says who?
Says everyone. Says the world.
You sustained life, Joyce. You did your job.
That's a pretty low bar. Well, you probably had a perfect mother. I mean, you had to have.
No, my mother was not perfect.
No, come on. I bet she was.
She was not perfect. She was tough, crazy tough. One summer there was this woodpecker that wouldn't stop pecking our house, just peck, 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 peck all day long. It drove her crazy. Finally, she had it up to here, and she told my brother Russell, who's 10, maybe. I was younger. She told Russell to go to get his bow and arrow and kill the woodpecker. And he did. He ran and he got his little bow and arrow set. And damn, he got the woodpecker on the first shot, killed it, pinned it to the house. Then he came running in and said, "Mom, I killed a woodpecker. I killed the woodpecker." Then he realized what he did. He started sobbing. "I killed the woodpecker. I killed the woodpecker." Big tears. Here's the thing. My mother would not take that bird down. She left it pinned to the house as a warning to the other woodpeckers, she said. And I couldn't stand to look at it, so I stayed out into the woods until dark every day, the rest of the summer, out in nature, away from the crucified woodpecker, away from her. But I, loved her.
Where do the good moms come from? I mean, do they spring full grown from the mind of Gwyneth Paltrow, ready to make whole grain French toast squares with sliced bananas for the little ones? Then fit in spinning class while their beloved child's at Montessori pre-K Then divide the afternoon between flashcards, expressive water and mommy and me music together classes. Then, when their husbands come home from work, they fling their lit bodies into his arm and kiss him hungrily without a trace of vodka on their breath. So grateful for the seed of life he gave them. Hey, where are these moms? So I kill them.
You are so funny.
I'm not sure that was even my intention.
I promise you, perfection doesn't exist in the natural world. Or maybe it does. It's all how you look at it. It's a struggle, but it's cyclical, and there's a certain beauty in that.
You lost me.
Okay. Imagine a bird, not the woodpecker, this is a metaphorical bird. It gets its foot caught in a gutter guard and flaps its wings pitifully, a wounded thing. Then it makes one small adjustment and it's free again, airborne, in its element. And so it goes again and again with all living things, caught, wounded, then finally free, soaring.
I'm afraid that you're the bird with its foot caught.
You see, empathy. You're not so bad, Joyce.
Are you like God or something?
Let's find out.
What the fuck? Like you didn't piss on enough around here? You had to kill my Maryanne gloss?
What? Kill what?
Don't deny it. I saw your empties. Look at you, the big newscaster. Look at you now.
Are you talking about your flower? I didn't touch it.
No, but you gave it a nice golden shower, didn't you? A Coors Light waterfall. Do you know what human piss does to a plant? God, you torpedoed your marriage, and then you had to destroy the one thing in my life. You know what? The hell with it. It's just a plant.
Did you just say it's just a plant?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I think I might just be. How are you?
Wait, so we're like having a conversation?
Sure.
Oh. I'm a virgin and I'm not happy about it.
You should be. Stay a virgin till you're 30. That's my advice.
Okay. I don't see that happening.
It won't, but it's something to aim for.
Okay.
Is Kim up?
You know, you don't live here anymore. Is it too much to use the doorbell?
And what's with you, big man? Sleeping off another poor decision?
Neil, this is between me and Kim.
And everyone with access to the internet.
I walked her down the aisle and gave her to you. I entrusted you with her. Do you understand the significance of that gesture, the sanctity of the vows you took?
Neil, you divorced me. Ease up on the sanctity a little bit.
Are you on his side? Is Sandra right about that?
No, goddammit, she's not right. I'm on my daughter's side.
Glad to hear it. Because we have a big stinking problem here, guys. My daughter is about to give birth to your baby, and she is scared. She was expecting you to take care of her, and now this.
I know all that. Don't you think I know all of that? And I want to fix it. I really do. I have my lawyer working on shutting this whole thing down.
Brendan, this whole thing is not just about bad press. It's not just about your career. Please nod that you understand that so I don't have to kill you.
Everyone, the mathematician is here. I'm a problem solver. That's what I do every day at work. Make sure things add up, settle accounts. And now I figured out this problem.
Honey, are you okay?
What do you mean you figured it out?
In bookkeeping, complications arise and you have to sort the whole mess out. You have to eliminate the problem.
Uh-huh.
So when did the problem arise between us? When I got really, really pregnant with this baby. And what's going to happen when the baby arrives? More problems, because I can't handle being a mother. We all know that.
Honey, what Brendan did isn't your fault.
Shut up, Dad. I'm talking. Anyhow, I got on the phone this morning and now the problem's solved.
Who did you talk to on the phone?
Adele.
Singer?
No, silly. Adele's adoptions. They're going to meet us at the hospital after the birth and then we'll sign some papers. Problem solved.
It's the season for fireworks in the garden. Not real fireworks, of course, but my favorite fall blooming perennial, Solidago rugosa goldenrod. If you sowed the seeds with me last autumn, you should be enjoying Solidago's cascading golden flowers right about now. Isn't it spectacular? And speaking of seeds, don't forget to collect them this month. If you choose healthy parent plants and store their seeds in a cool, dry place, you've set the stage for robust future generations.
Hey,
What are you doing?
well, we have a situation.
Yes,
What are you doing?
just sitting here without wine.
How's that going?
A little quivery, not gonna lie. And I'm not a quiver,
No, you're not.
but it's okay. The occasional quiver.
Nice night.
Yeah. Did you know that just inland from Perth, Australia, is supposed to be like the best place on earth for stargazing? It's uninhabited, no lights. Doesn't that sound great? All those stars.
Sandra was just talking about Perth yesterday. What's the deal with Perth?
Doesn't matter. I'm done with Perth.
You're done with.
I'm over it. I know how to sustain life now.
You without wine is a little non sequitur.
So you prefer me with wine?
No, no. Oh, God, no.
Well, come on. Was I that bad?
Let's not get into that.
Tell me, was I really that bad?
You were at night after 3 or 10 glasses, your eyes would narrow into a hard little stone. And then when your body was about 2/3 Cabernet, then came the recriminations, the soused litany of regrets, and then the ships. It always ended with ships.
What ships?
You don't remember the quote about the ships? You would always attribute it to Ben Franklin. I would always tell you, no, it was.
Ships are safest in the harbor, but that's not what they're built for.
Yes. And you never got to leave the harbor.
Right. A clipper ship with sails billowing out to sea. That's what I always pictured.
What would you have done if you had left the harbor? If you were free? You never said.
Nothing.
No. Tell me, please.
I mean, nothing. I never had a dream. Nothing specific, like other people. That was the fuck of it. But then I started at the garden center and found my thing right here in the harbor, as it turned out.
Oh, well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's not. Do you mean to tell me that I listened to you piss and moan about your stolen life for 28 years, dragging your chains across the floor like Marley's ghost, and you never actually had a dream?
I found my dream, okay? In the garden. I stumbled upon it. The big, bright world that I'd wanted, that I thought was snatched away from me. It was all there. All the colors, the to and fro of the bees, the life. You didn't steal my dream. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
You're sorry? Well, that's new.
This is me without wine, remember?
Right. Quivery.
Yes.
And oddly kind. My Joyce is kind and sober. Now, when it's too late.
Nothing left but a garden full of black eyes.
What?
Never mind. Sober non sequitur.
Uh-huh. What happened to your plants? The thing I can't pronounce from the meadow.
It died an unnatural death.
Oh, it's too bad.
I'm over it.
Like Perth.
Yes, I'm over Perth and my dead plant. So we've established that I was a shitty wife, and I'm sorry about that. I really am. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about what a shitty mother I was. What?
You know what both amazes and pisses me off about you? You're authentic all the time. And that's supposed to be a good thing, right? Be your authentic self. But what if your authentic self is an asshole?
I no longer identify as an asshole.
I didn't call you one. But you're always you, even sober. I'm a high school principal. Do you know how much time I get to be my authentic self? Maybe 0.5% of the time. Like when I'm playing racquetball, grunting, pissed off. So why do you get to do it when the rest of us are relegated to fake it till you make it? And guess what? You never make it. You just have to keep faking it. But not you. Oh, not Joyce. Joyce is a braless, foul-mouthed wildflower, and the fuck of it is, I loved you for it. I was secretly amazed and impressed by it.
Oh.
There. That's me, all over the floor.
I'll get a mop. Why weren't we unfaithful to each other? Like Brandon. I mean, we were so miserable so much of the time.
I think we didn't want to inflict our misery on anyone else. We just left it in a pile in the middle of the house and then circled around it like tigers.
Is there a misery pile in your apartment now? Or did Sandra wisely and expertly dismantle and recycle it?
There's a pile. There's always a pile, I think. But it's smaller.
I don't think Harris and I have one. But then again, we don't live together.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something.
No, he's actually pretty amazing. He's relentlessly kind. It's a balm.
Sandra's a balm, too. A balm in old wounds.
Good for you.
She's like a dip in a soothing pool, softly lit, calming, but also invigorating
But is she authentic?
in her way.
Oh, nonsense. No, she's not. She's about as authentic as a boob job.
Nice. Nice talk about my fiance.
Anyway, I have Harris now. I have my garden. Things are different. I've learned how to sustain life.
So you said.
Finn's almost grown, and he's okay, right?
He's a good kid.
But Kim, I want to talk about Kim. She's in a pickle, and I feel like I owe her.
You don't owe her.
Yes, I think I do. She's a bird with its foot caught.
What?
It's a metaphor.
Great. But listen, Kim's a grown woman who, as it turns out, married a philandering SOB.
But I can't help but think she chose him because I didn't.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Joyce. It's not about you.
Because I resented the shit out of her. Okay? I wasn't ready to be a mother.
I know. I was there. And we've been here before.
No, we haven't. I haven't. Because I'm happy now. So I want to help.
Jesus, I leave the house and boom, you're suddenly happy.
This isn't about you, Neil. Anyhow, I want to help her with the baby, help her raise it. I'm ready now.
Well, isn't that wonderful?
Why shouldn't I?
Your daughter's life is going down the crapper, but poof, you're ready to be a mother now? Problem solved.
God damn it. I want to help her.
You're too late.
Why?
Jesus, Joyce, your goddamn timing.
Why am I too late?
Joyce.
Please believe that I'm redeemable.
Stop. Remember when I got here, I said, we have a situation? Well, we have more of a situation than you know. That's why I came over to tell you.
What now?
It's not that I don't think you're redeemable. You're trying. I see that.
Just tell me.
Sandra wants to adopt Kim's baby. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because what? You're going to be our grandchild's stepfather?
Adoptive father.
Well, that's insane.
Is it? Kim is on board. She and Sandra are close. And Sandra's good with kids. She really is. She works with them all day long. And also, this way, we keep it in the family.
Your family. Yours and Sandra's.
I didn't expect you to like the idea, but I thought you should know, because this is what's going to happen.
The hell it is.
I'm too large for this. You shouldn't insist that such a gargantuan person come to your house. Why couldn't we just talk on the phone?
Kim, how are you feeling? Here, come sit down.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just want to talk. Now come, you must want to get off your feet.
You're acting weird. Like you owe me money and can't pay it back.
Like I owe you. Well, no, it's nothing like that.
Then what is it?
Good news. She's recanted.
What?
Lindsay, that girl, she's saying she made it all up.
But she didn't, did she?
You know, honey, it's like Gary said. Sometimes facts change.
I don't like that sudden change. It's confusing.
But this is a good change, right? Change makes everything normal again.
So you're saying your lawyer, Gary, magically managed to extract your wandering pecker from this college girl's... No, wait, I'm sorry. I'm trying to rise above.
He found out that she studied drama in school. Drama!
Uh-huh.
So he said to the press that she found a way to skip a few steps and get her face on TV, see? She wanted fame, so she made the story up.
Uh-huh, yeah, I've got it. And you're a piece of...
So, I'm gonna be back on the air this weekend.
That's wonderful, honey. Is it? I'm not clear on which story's true now.
It doesn't matter, sweetie. Like Gary said, facts can change, so we're back on track.
It's not wonderful, honey. Facts can't change. That's why they're facts. And frankly, your husband's a little bit of a sociopath.
Now, why would you put an idea in her head like that? Especially now. She doesn't need that.
I'm going to say something that I should have said 10 years ago. You can do better than this guy. You are better than this guy.
No, I don't think that's right. He's better. He's always been better.
Where is this coming from? The blip is over. We're back on track, damn it.
Could you please go check your phone or whiten your teeth or something?
You know, I will go check my phone, but only because it's my job to keep abreast of news and alerts. And because Gary advised me to tweet my indignation about this whole Lindsay thing, which is a smart move. But that's what I'll be doing. If it's okay with Kim.
Okay, sure.
I'll be right over here, honey.
Kim, the biggest regret of my life is letting you marry that guy.
I always thought I was the biggest regret of your life.
No. Maybe for the first year or so. But then I realized later that you were a volunteer.
A volunteer? What?
In gardening, a volunteer is a tree that springs up where one isn't expected. It just appears. It isn't a planned part of the garden, but volunteers can be beautiful if you just take care of them. They can be amazing. You can shift. You can even plant an even better garden around them when you hadn't thought of. You're beautiful, Kim. You're amazing. You really are.
Don't say that. Don't do this.
And your baby will be too. I was a shitty gardener for not accepting what nature gave me. But I want to do better.
Even when you apologize, all you talk about is gardening.
Let me take care of you and the baby, however you need me to. Move in here if you want. I'm ancient, I know, but I'm ready to be a mother, your mother.
One time when I was little, we were running around the garden playing hide and seek. We were laughing and it was so sunny. And we were like a mother and her daughter. And then I couldn't see you. I couldn't find you. You were really hiding. And I got scared and I cried. And you came out and quit playing and said some comforting things you thought moms were supposed to say. But then you were done with the game. You went back to work and I was alone in the jungle. When a child is crying, when she's fallen or whatever, when she's upset, the mother hugs her until she feels safe. Then the child runs off, happy and ready to play again. I've seen it in the movies and I've wanted it all my life.
I'm sorry, but I want to do it now. Please, give me a chance.
I don't like chances. Chances are variable. I like the constant.
Hey, honey. We saw your car here. How are you doing?
Well, anyone? I mean, Jesus.
So, consumer reports say that this is the best one for newborns. It's Italian. It's got extra padding that we can remove as the baby grows, plus extra head protection. The frame is still reinforced, so it's extra safe, and the special fabric provides extra ventilation for the warmer months.
It's really, really extra.
It's amazing. So safe.
I want you to know that we will be a co-parent situation. I'm not taking your baby. I want you to be as involved as you want to be.
I feel like England during the Viking Age, Tall blondes have come to pillage my home and family.
And about nursing, it's entirely up to you. If you feel comfortable with it, great. If not, that's fine too.
How about you, Brandon? I know you're busy tweeting your indignation, but you've been oddly quiet on this topic. Are you okay with this marauder taking your baby?
Really, Joyce? Marauder?
I just said I'm not taking the baby.
Well, you heard what Kim said yesterday. She doesn't think that she can handle being a mother, and that's how she feels. I respect that.
And how about you, Sandra? Do you think Kim's capable of being a mother?
Well, studies show that women who've experienced childhood trauma,
Trauma, meaning me?
meaning a certain level of neglect, sometimes find it difficult to bond successfully with their infant.
So you don't think Kim can bond with her baby?
I'm saying it might be difficult for her.
And you think you can do better?
Well, of course I can. I've studied my whole life for this.
Well, I think Kim is perfectly capable of raising her own baby. I think she's stronger than any of you realize. As her mother, I'll help however I can. But I'm putting my money on Kim for this job, not the book smart psychologist or the unzippered newscaster for that matter.
Don't listen to her, Kim. Let's stick to the plan we talked about.
Plans, unlike facts, can change. Kim, think about it for a minute. You're a smart woman. If Sandra really cared about you,
Bitch.
if she really wanted what was best for you, wouldn't she make sure you really knew what you wanted to do with your baby instead of sliding to her knees with a catcher's mitt under your vagina, ready to grab it?
That is grotesque.
It certainly is. Let me ask you, Sandra, after you spoke to Kim, how long did it take you to run out and buy that baby carrier? And how full is your apartment right now of mobiles and onesies and burp cloths and learning mats and flashcards?
You don't think it's better to be prepared? Prepared and mature instead of immature and overwhelmed like you were.
I think it's better to ask a pregnant woman in a difficult situation what she really wants. I think it's better to support her.
I'm getting confused and hot. I feel hot.
You see what you're doing to her? What you've always done to her?
I think that given the fact that this is her baby, Kim should be allowed the option to change her mind, to solve this equation to her complete satisfaction.
She's not going to change her mind because she promised me. She promised me.
Sandra.
I'm okay.
That was like the Incredible Hulk in reverse.
I am ready to parent with love. That's what I'm offering you.
Parenting with love. What chapter is that?
All these parents I see traipsing through the school, glued to their cell phones, that would not be me. I would be so good at this. I know it because I would be present.
Theoretically.
What?
You say that you know for sure that you would be so good at something you've never done. And those parents glued to their cell phones, maybe they're just taking a break from the enormity of all that parenting with love. Parents of high school kids, maybe they just want a break from all the spite and confusion. If this was not my daughter's child, I would say, okay, do it. Let's see how you do. Armed with your psych books and your Zen breathing routine, let's see all that parenting with love until you're exhausted and angry and guilty and just for 1 minute would gladly turn her into the authorities for just one precious cool Bombay gin and tonic.
Booze. It always comes back to alcohol with you. Parenting with wine, that's your chapter.
Trust me, it's a popular chapter.
Kim, think, do you really want her help? The woman who left you alone in the garden, who forgot to pick you up at dance school that time, who resented you just for being born?
I have made a mess of a lot of things, but I want to do better. I will not always say things properly or keep an immaculate house or wear tasteful beige heels. But I promise you that when you fall, and you will, I will help you up and dust you off and hug you. And the same goes for your daughter. I promise.
You've never promised me anything before.
Really? Well, I am now.
I want to believe this, Mom.
Ken, I swear.
Oh, for God's sake, I have a master's in education and I'm certified in early child development. Don't be an idiot.
Did you just call my daughter an idiot?
I was just trying to get her to see reason.
Reason has never been entirely comfortable in this house.
You have to talk to her. You can't let this happen.
Sandra, I don't want to be my grandchild's adoptive father.
What? I thought
We did. But I can't.
Are you breaking up with me?
No, I've already raised my children.
So you're siding with her.
Does everything have to be sides?
Brendan, you're half of this. What do you want?
Sorry, what now?
He's not even listening. We're only talking about your child.
I'm pretty sure I lobbed that one back up to Kim.
For God's sake, can't you people see you're doomed to repeat your pathetic dysfunctional history?
I'm in that, Sandra.
What?
The pathetic dysfunctional history. I was a key figure in it. And I dispute pathetic. Dysfunctional, yeah, maybe sometimes. But I'm proud of my family.
Okay, I shouldn't have.
I think I just want the core 4 now.
What's the core 4?
Well, in baseball, the term refers to the Yankee players Derek Jeter, Andy Pettit, Jorge Posada, Marino Rivera, who anchored the team when it won the World Series 4 times in the late 90s to the early 2000s. Jeter was like insane at both the plate and in the field. And for my money, Mariano Rivera was like the best closer in history of the baseball.
I think Kim means she just wants her family right now.
All her family.
Kim just likes the term because it has a 4 in it. She likes even numbers.
They're my favorites.
I think she just wants it to be herself, Finn, me, and Joyce.
Well, surely if anyone's Marino Rivera here, it's me.
Again, for Kim, it's not really about baseball.
I just realized I'm in the way.
What?
I'm in the way of whatever codependent death march to the grave you people have, and I just realized it.
Now, don't be ridiculous. You're not in the way.
I'm a psychologist. I'm never ridiculous.
True that.
Sandra, come on. Don't go.
Kim just wants the core 4.
I have to. Because whatever primordial muck is here in this jungle nightmare, you're stuck in it, and I don't have to be. Here, you can have this back.
Come on. Please, you're being ridiculous.
Pay attention. She's never ridiculous.
Don't leave that there. The baby might find it and choke on it because you clearly never vacuum.
Come on. I have to be in the core 4. I mean, obviously, I'm the only one here who could actually have a Major League Baseball career.
Again, it's not actually about.
I just realized something. You're not an eagle. You only soared because I inflated you. And pop, you burst what I gave you and tumbled back to earth. And I will not inflate you again. I'm staying here. She's right about the ring, though.
But you hate it here.
Actually, I'm okay with it now because I'm on the other side. That terrible gray wall of rain coming over the hill, the one I was so afraid of, it came. It came when you walked in here the other day with your lie. It came and it passed, and I'm on the other side. I don't have to be afraid of it anymore. Oh, okay.
That's all true. You inflated me and created us. Without you, I'd just be so much wind blowing through a Brooks Brothers shirt. You created us, and us works. I'm your constant. Come on, honey. We're perfect balance, baby. I misstepped, and I understand that you're angry, but I love you, and I'm still your husband. I just want to take you home.
I've had this thought roaming around the hallways of my mind, something I've been working on. I finally figured out what I wanted to say to you, and it has nothing to do with the Yankees. The thing is, so much about my sister is ridiculous. She's scared of cheese. Did you know that? Not all cheese, but many cheese unnerve her. She's never been in the attic or the basement of this house. Confetti makes her sad. She thinks it's like paper tears. She loves all numbers except 3 because it's too open-ended, but she's good, you know? She feels everything on like a subterranean level, which means she feels what you feel. She was a good big sister. She played with me, and when she laughed, it was insanely great. And sometimes in this house, during the marriage bullshit between you two, it was just her and me holding each other up. That's how I really know her. And I know she's way too good for you, bro.
Really?
I'm sure of it.
Okay, it's nice. Your brother appreciates you. But again, I am your husband. Can I take you home now?
Oh, definitely not. Run along now.
I'll call you.
Don't.
Nice going.
Thanks. Of the 4 of us, though, I'm probably Posada.
Sure. The catcher. Now, that was a great play at the plate.
Thank you.
I should go after her.
Will you?
No.
I'm sorry you lost your soothing pool.
Are you, though? Really?
No.
Oh, I think I just had a contraction.
That happens after your water breaks, honey. Did your water break?
No.
Then we have time.
I'm scared.
Welcome back, everybody. That was so great. I am so glad that everyone got to watch that tonight. A reminder, so we're going to be just taking a few minutes. If you need to, get some more popcorn, take a bathroom break, grab a drink. We'll be coming back in a couple of minutes to start our Talkback discussion. A reminder, we've got the YouTube chat going on. If you have questions or comments, things you'd want the cast or crew or writers to discuss. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with our Zoom with our cast and crew. And don't forget to put your questions or comments in the YouTube chat. See you guys on the other side. Hey everybody, I am joined here with our cast, most of our cast and crew and writer of tonight's show, The Clipper. Before we start taking questions and starting the discussion, I just want to have everyone introduce themselves so that the audience knows who's talking and what their role was in our production. So Gary, why don't you start us off?
Hi, I'm Gary Douglas. I played Neil.
And Zack?
Hi, I'm Zachary Salas, and I played Finn.
And Austin?
Hi, I'm Austin James, and I was the director for this thing.
Great. Next, Ian.
Hi, Ian James, and I played Brendan.
And Lisa. Oh, Lisa's muted, but it's Lisa.
You need to unmute Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
And who did you play?
Oh, who did I play?
You played Laura.
Laura. I'm not drunk, I swear.
Next, Nyquita.
Hi, I'm Nyquita, and I played Sandra.
Jeseka.
Hi, I'm Jeseka, and I played Amber.
Next, we have Maryanne.
Hi, I'm Maryanne, and I wrote this thing.
Okay, next we have Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I played Kim.
And next, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I played Joyce.
And then I believe Corey just joined us. Corey, we're just introducing who we are and what the role we played in the show.
Hey, Corey, I played Harris.
Okay, awesome. So Okay, let's see. And a reminder for our audience, if you have questions or comments or things you'd like to have the writer or the director or the cast discuss, please put them in the YouTube chat. So my first question, I wanted to talk to Austin, our director, and just tell the audience and tell all of us about, the process for this. I know it's a bit, it's different than a normal New Works Festival. Usually we were supposed to do this about a year ago. And then, obviously, the world happened. So, Austin, if you can just kind of tell us about your process and what you did as the director of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like you said, the process is a little bit different than if you were going to do it on stage. In fact, you really can't think of it when you're doing it like this anymore as a stage production. You kind of have to think of it as a movie, and you have to shoot it like that. So, quite frankly, we moved very quickly. We did not take a lot of time just because due to the nature of the thing, we did rehearse and stuff like that, but we didn't spend a lot of time rehearsing. We really got to the shooting really quickly because the beauty of working like this is the fact that if I don't like a take, I can just say, all right, cut, let's do that again. And we'll just keep doing takes until we get one that we like. Fortunately, I had all these people, so we didn't necessarily need to keep going back and doing it over and over and over again. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would be the main thing I would say about the process is it's really more about filmmaking than it is about stagecraft at this point.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Austin. And then I'm also just so glad that Maryanne was able to join us here tonight. I know Maryanne's on the East Coast. It's a little late over there, so thank you for staying up.
It's a little late.
Yeah,
wouldn't have missed it.
I wanted to just ask about, the inspiration for this show for you. What your process in writing it. Was this inspired by something in your life, something going on in the world? How did this come to be?
Okay, 3 things, and this has gone through several drafts. There was a very different version a couple of years ago with a different title and everything else, but there were 3 inspirations. One was I went to see a great production of King Lear, in which the character of the fool, if you know the play, was played by a middle-aged woman. And she was so charming and so funny, and she just stole the show. And I just love the idea of this woman who was just so magnetic on stage, just kind of being the center of the whole thing. And then I had been to a lot of baby showers, and if you've been to baby showers, you know just how kind of silly they can be. Like I get the giggles, everybody oohing and eyeing over the diaper genies and all that kind of thing. And I just wanted to write a play where a baby shower completely fell apart. And then also motherhood. My daughter is now 14, but the story that Amber tells about the dollhouse, true story, from when my daughter was 3, just, motherhood can make you a little nuts. And so I just wanted to write a comedy about motherhood and have, some opposing forces. And I thought that, Joyce is completely lacking a filter, and I thought that would be a fun character to write, and I wanted to center it around her. So that's my long answer to your question.
Great, awesome. No, that's great insight. I love it. I want to ask. We'll go around for the actors. Just something you enjoyed about your character, enjoyed playing, or something maybe you didn't like about your character, that maybe, it took you a bit to kind of figure out how to play as your role. So I think let's just go in the same order that we did introductions. Gary, if you'd like to say anything about your character and your...
Sure. Neil was a lot of fun to play. He's the perfect match for Joyce and doesn't put up with any of her crap. But I can see it was fun to explore the time before this, those years that led up to this, and
how he was a little jealous of her and kind of wishing he could be the same. So yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. This was I would love to see a production of this staged somewhere. This is a very good play.
Awesome, thank you. And Zack, you next.
Yeah, I got to play Finn, and I thought the character is just. I got very lucky. He's very funny. Sometimes a little crude in his description, but very much teenage boy with his mind focused on his sexual well-being. But I think what was so great in the writing of this character was it was so easily laid out to play. Of he has this comedy, but then he has these like such deep moments of bringing everybody together and bringing a situation to reality for a second in his own weird backwards baseball Yankees way. So it was so much fun. Yeah.
Awesome, thanks, Zack. And Ian.
Yeah, I'm the role of Brandon. I mean, I've never been very good at just reading something and kind of playing that role. I've just it's not something that's come to me very easy. So this was a challenge for me. It was really tough. But I've always wanted to be like an announcer of some kind. As you can see, I got a little set up here. You know, I like to play voice acting and stuff like that. So trying to drop into the role of Brandon being kind of this arrogant, like, hello, how are you doing today kind of person made me really like excited to play that. And I want to thank like all of my fellow actors for kind of helping, you know, me by shining very, very bright and being the talented people they are. And for Austin for directing it very, very well, and for Maryanne for the great writing. It was a blast doing it. But you know, when we get a chance, hopefully we can put this on its feet.
Right, awesome. Nyquita, your turn.
I loved Sandra. She was a little nutty. She was very complex in the sense that she was always so perfect, trying to be so demure and so bland, but she really wasn't. She was quite crazy, and a little selfish and a little self-absorbed, but it was such a great role to play. So thank you, Maryanne. It was awesome. Thank you, guys.
And you were great. You were all great.
Thank you.
All right, Jeseka, your turn.
Oh my god, Amber was so much fun. Yeah, I got to play like the loosey-goosey one of the party and just let it hang out, and like that was just so much fun. I never really got to play that kind of character on stage, so being able to do that at least in the stage reading was really fun. Thank you, Maryanne, definitely for writing that, and I really enjoyed the show for sure. So thank you so much.
Okay, Amanda, your turn.
I wish I could say that, you know, I'm not neurotic at all and I had no relation to that part of this character, but that would just not be true. So, but I deeply love my family and there's a lot of dysfunction there as well. So I really related to that portion of this and the core family relationship and the love that is there, even though it's not always evident in the actions. And it was so well written. The lines were just, it was a joy to be a part of it. And I do miss the connection with, you know, with your fellow actors that you get when you're actually on stage together. But you all made it so easy to kind of capture that in this environment. And so I really appreciate that and the chance to be a part of it. So.
Awesome. All right, Sarah, your turn.
I really related to Joyce in many ways. I liked her brokenness and her directness. And so just to be able to, I think just, you know, basically be like that, you know, fuck you. And just freely say that it is very liberating. And quite frankly, how I try to live my life to some degree or to a large degree. So it was fun to just be able to mirror that on stage or on camera. Like Austin, I tend to think of it more as a movie production now than a stage production. So it worked pretty well. I think hopefully, Maryanne, you said, okay, cool. It works not only on stage, but it works on camera too. So I looked at it in a lot of different ways, and it was just a real pleasure. So thank you.
Great.
And let's not forget that Sarah was also our editor, so she really put this whole thing together.
Yes,
really,
yes.
really beautifully.
Thank you, Sarah.
So she definitely deserves big ups for that. Really, really good job.
Yeah, great work with the video editing.
Thank you very much. And as editor, not to jump on the pat everybody on the back bandwagon, but I've edited a lot of different things. And so, when you have as clean of a shoot with as excellent of acting to work with as I did, and then of course that foundation of the writing, it was a pleasure. So again, thank you to everyone.
Awesome. And Corey, anything to talk about with your character or your process with handling the script?
Sure. First, I'd like to say that I disagree with Gary. I think my character Harris is the perfect match for Joyce. So there. But I think that because I think Harris's innocence pairs nicely with Joyce's brokenness and directness. Just that character. They're opposites in a way, but they kind of like form into like this perfect match. I don't know. And I liked Harris a lot. He seems to be like a guy who's in his head. I could relate to that. He's always thinking scientifically about things that maybe other people don't. And I think I spend time there too in my own way. So I could tap into that pretty easily. And it was fun. It was fun playing Harris and acting with you all. And thank you so much for writing this character. And it's changed. The script changed once. Like I'm glad Harris got to stay with Joyce this time.
Oh. Spoiler alert for past drafts.
And how are your damn turtles, Corey?
Tayo knocked down the setup, but it looks better. I think Tayo didn't like my setup and rearranged some things, so we're just gonna roll with that. Yeah.
Okay, Lisa, anything to add about your character or your process reading the script and all that?
Oh, I had a lot of fun with my character. I love the baby stuck in the vagina monologue. That was a lot of fun. I also am on the New Works committee, and so I got to be one of the people that chose this play, and I was really excited when it got chosen as one of the two winners. So I got to be a part of the longer process. It's really fun. Love the play. Thank you.
Great, awesome. Thank you, Lisa. So something that I found so interesting, with the show that you don't always see in, our content, movies, TV, or plays, or what have you, and especially the first act, was just all the different views on motherhood, with this eclectic group at this baby shower. I feel like it's always one or the other. Either, it's someone who's a mother and loves being a mother and they're the perfect mom, or it's the harried mom who's always stressed and, never has time to do anything, for herself, and having kind of the other aspects of possible motherhood, I really enjoyed seeing. And then I just found it so strange that Joyce was such a nurturing, caring plant mom and then didn't realize how, she that didn't transfer to the other parts of her life with her children. So I guess Sarah or Maryanne or Austin, if anyone wants to add or talk about kind of that dichotomy with that character, I found that quite interesting, and I really enjoyed seeing her. I guess I don't have a question, but more about the motherhood aspect and with the plant metaphor and all of that stuff. If anyone has anything to add on that subject.
I'll jump in. I think Joyce comes to the plant thing later. I think even after Kim has already left the house. she finds her true calling, because of course she was very young when Kim was born. And yeah, well, I think part of what fascinates me as a writer are those contradictions in characters, that you wouldn't think. You would think she would be all nurture, but people are never all anything. And we did do a stage reading of an earlier draft of this, and what I found fascinating, you were talking about all the different views on motherhood, is that we did have an audience talk back, and it was the audience really started arguing with each other, like Team Joyce versus Team Sondra, and that's what I want, actually. A little bit more towards Team Joyce, but anyhow, that's why it's fun.
Sarah or Austin, anything to add with that for the kind of dichotomy with Joyce and motherhood?
I would just say that I think that Joyce is a nurturing mother, even if not in the normal mom way, as she likes to say herself. Because if you look at Finn and you look at Kim, they're good kids. They're there, and certainly, Neil is a high school principal. He had, so she had help, and he probably was a steadying force. But kids, like plants, can be resilient. And so I think that motherhood can manifest in a lot of different ways. So I'm going to defend Joyce and say I think she was a nurturing mother in her way. And the fact that by the time this baby's coming and Kim's having a major meltdown, it's Joyce that says, no, stop. She can do this. Yeah. We will be there for her. And I wonder if that hasn't been a theme throughout, that people just forget because there's a lot of drunkenness maybe in between those moments. So I defend Joyce.
Great. Awesome.
I do too.
That makes sense. And I think Joyce, like anybody, I mean, that you kind of have to start your story where the story starts. That doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, but the reason we're here, the reason we're even telling this story is because this is a moment in Joyce's life where she's kind of made aware. I mean, we all have the things in our life that we can't always see where we're going wrong all the time. And I just as director kind of looking at the entire piece, it seems like this is the moment in Joyce's life where she's actually seeing reflected back at her some of her behavior in the past and stuff. And I think, like most people, it was never done out of malintent or anything like that. The fact that maybe she wasn't always doing as good of a job as she thought she was as being nurturing, but it was never ever from a place of not caring. And I think that she like Sarah said, in her way, she's always tried her best to be nurturing, but she's a person too. I so often feel like people place moms on this pedestal where they like they're supposed to be just selfless all the time, and that's just not realistic for anybody. That's just not a person. And Joyce, both good and bad, is a person. I may be a little biased here since Sarah is in fact my mother.
Yeah, there's a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bias, but yeah. I do know that some of our cast members are mothers, and I'm assuming most of the cast members had mothers at one point. With this script and
it's a safe assumption.
I assume. I can't always assume, but I think I can assume about this. With this script and kind of reading these these different approaches to motherhood and these different people and the different stages of where these different women are in regards to motherhood, did it make you reflect on your own life, either being a mother or about your own mother or mother figures in your life and world, or did that bring anything to your character, or did it affect you in your real life at all? If anybody
yeah
else.
Lisa, why don't you answer this one, since you had to give a whole speech about having a baby halfway out of your vagina in front of your own son?
Oh yeah, there's another family connection here.
I got nothing.
I thought it was really interesting. One of the things I appreciated most about it was that so often you're supposed to behave a certain way. There are certain expectations on these big life events, like having a baby, like getting married, that they're going to be wonderful and perfect. You're not supposed to be afraid. You're not supposed to feel anything but joyous happiness. And that's kind of what society tells you. All those Disney movies, they tell you that. And so it was nice to see a realistic take on that appreciates the positive aspects, but doesn't pretend it's all sunshine and rainbows all the time, because that's not how it is, and it's okay that that's not how it is. So that was one of the things I enjoyed most about the writing. So.
Okay, I'm just checking on the chat. No one's asking any questions. The audience has left us.
It's because the writing was such that they were satisfied with the answers they got.
No questions.
That's got to be it.
I will say, just having directed the thing, that the toughest part actually of putting this on, especially given the fact that we're not on stage, we can't build those quiet interpersonal moments where you don't need the words because we're just big heads on a screen. The toughest part actually was the ending, because it ends in such a, life goes on, but we're not going to see it kind of way. It doesn't, if you're building that on stage where you can have them holding hands, like it says in the script, them all together and stuff like that, I'm sure that you could probably make that tableau and make it look nice. We obviously didn't have that option. So it then became difficult, actually, because if you're not careful, it can very much come off like the story just peters out. Like we're just leaving and it's like, oh, that's it. So that was a challenge for us. And once again, that may be a thing because of the means in which we're doing it, because we're doing it via Zoom and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. It was I guess something of a fun challenge, but it's just something that it was a challenge. I would be interested to hear from some of the other actors. What were the parts that were kind of made more difficult by the fact that we're doing it on Zoom?
The fight between Sandra and Joyce. It was couldn't do it. But I'm glad you had the words there, and she kind of lunged in. So I remember when we were filming, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So that was a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I guess we could have edited in an old kung fu movie there or something.
Superimpose their faces
I think,
over.
Austin, one of the challenges that presents when you're taking something from the stage to something like this, and she's writing it for the stage, to some of the actual humor, it's physical, it's visual, So when he's, she's, maybe this plant has been there and they've been visualizing this plant and she's been talking about this plant. So when he walks on the stage and he pees on it, that audience is going to be like, oh. And so some of those moments I think are a lot more challenging to recreate in this environment. Because there's a lot of really excellent humor and it's there, but with the physicalness and the visualness of stage, it plays differently. So I guess it's one of the things, I guess between a stage play and a screenplay or something like that. But that's what I think, to answer your question, that's some of the things that I think are different.
No, I think that's very, very true, and despite the fact that I said that we have to think of it much more like filmmaking than staging a play, we're kind of halfway in between the two because we don't actually have all the tools of being filmmakers. I mean, part of being a filmmaker is getting to show stuff that on stage you might have to tell the audience this is how it is, versus on film you could just literally take them there and show them the plan. Versus we're kind of halfway in between. We don't really have all the benefits of film, and we really don't have all the benefits of stage. So I don't know. I think that on one hand is tricky for us, but it maybe also shows off, you know, the script in terms of it still works. That the words still work.
And it's a learning curve. I think there's the learning curve because, like, even as I was editing, I'll say, like, Zack, he did some creative choices in that, like, it was in the script, he was eating a bowl of cereal, or he came in and did, you know, and pilfers wine, which sets up him being really drunk later on. And Zachary did some of that, and we captured it on his little Zoom thing. So I could just blow it up big, and we didn't even have to put those words in because we had that visual. And actually him standing back and eating that cereal gave a really different effect. It gave a more dimensional effect. So 2 thumbs up to Zack.
For sure.
Yeah. But
really hard
just,
to,
I guess from an editor's point of view, I'm just, I guess, building on what Austin's saying, those types of things are things that we're learning to use to when we're in this in-between medium of not really doing a full film and not on stage. And so it's been a learning curve with this. Austin and I produce Zoom's Fairy Tales. It's been a learning curve with that. Long Beach distributes it. Thank you, Long Beach. So it's a learning curve, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the only one.
This style of seeing it not staged, but here will help you too. Just like we're learning from doing these types of adaptations, maybe it will help you too.
Corey, you had something to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as an actor, it was kind of difficult to configure my computer screen so that I could read the script and at the same time connect with the character, because I found myself like when I was acting with Sarah, she was like in the back, right? Her screen's going, I could see her, and I wanted so badly to just like act with her on the screen, but I couldn't because I had to look into the camera and read at the same time. So I had to, you know, that was a challenge. I don't know if I was the only one who experienced that, but
I almost can guarantee you weren't.
You're not.
Yeah, taking a lot more cues vocally from what I'm hearing the other actors saying, and not as much relying on facial expressions because of that.
Well, and I really want to give all of my actors some real props here, just because part of what makes acting fun is getting to, like Corey said, be there, to look at the other person, look them in the face, interact with them, connect with another human being. That's why we love doing what we do. And quite frankly, this process is far more technical, to the point where we're going to do it once in gallery mode so that we have everybody on the same screen, but you can't look at everybody. I need you to look at the camera like this. And then on top of it, we're going to go back and we're going to do the scene again in speaker mode, in which it's like the most technical way of acting you've ever had to do, because it has nothing to do with getting any sort of flow going, because you have to make sure that Zoom is looking at you before you even begin speaking, which means you literally have to say the word yellow box. So the script reads like, yellow box. Oh, well, I don't know why you'd want to do that. Yellow box. I did want to do that. Yellow box. Well, why didn't you tell? And it just becomes this very, very technical thing. So when people are watching these actors doing this, I really want them to appreciate the challenges that they were facing and the quality with which they met them. Because, a lot of it had to do with just saying yellow box. I'm supposed to be mad at my next line, so yellow box. And now I'm mad. And it really, I don't know. I really want to tip my hat to each and every one of you guys for bringing the thunder, so to speak. So.
Yes, I want to give a big shout out to all the actors. You guys did a great job. Thank you for lending your talents to this, and Austin as well, and Madison.
Maryanne, a question for you. I'm so glad you were able to join us here on the Zoom. With watching, and seeing this, and hearing your words out loud, albeit a different medium, was there anything that kind of, as the author, that kind of struck you that like, oh, this, read different, this played differently than I thought? Did you kind of like have any kind of reaction of, the words that you wrote, being performed, that you were surprised by, or, I don't know, any strange emotions?
Since this is a new draft, even from last year, I had just taken another look at it and realized that, in particular, I hadn't given Harris and Neil enough. The way they were originally written, they were really just kind of foils for Joyce, and I was like, that's not fair, and it's going to read as false. So I just gave them more backstory, more to do, fleshed out their characters more. And so I would say I was particularly pleased with the way the scenes between Joyce and Harris and Neil and Joyce played out, and the intimacy that you guys were able to achieve given the medium. And a couple little things, I was taking notes here, a couple little things like, oh my gosh, who is the actor playing Finn? Zack. You were so funny. You made me laugh so many times. And there were a couple of little things like I thought, oh, I need to change that because he's good, and if it's not quite working, then it's my responsibility. So this was very helpful.
Great. That's exactly what this process, is supposed to be. Is supposed to be presenting these scripts kind of in their beginning stages and figuring out what worked and what didn't work. And then, you can write another draft and figure out what, how to best to perform it. I had a question, something that I forgot to ask a little earlier with Jeseka, your character near the end of Act 1, singing the Christmas Island song. I assume that was in the script, that wasn't added, a choice by Austin. Maryanne, is that a connection for you? Do you have a connection with Australia or Perth or wherever that is?
When I first put that song in there, and Jeseka, big props for giving it your all, I really appreciate that. I actually put that song in there as a placeholder. I have, Amber lying on the floor drunk, and I wanted her to sing something that then we go out on while everybody else is frozen with shock about Brendan's news. And I thought, I'll just put that in there. And then the more I looked at it, the more I liked it, because the song is about this perfect place, this utopia. Wouldn't you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? And it's just so silly. And like, who was it? Amanda pointed out, motherhood is inherently imperfect. And so I thought it was a great way to go out of Act 1 on this ridiculous utopian song. So
great, awesome. Okay, so we are, I think we're going to be wrapping it up in a little bit. If anyone on our Zoom right now, if there's anything else you, wanted to mention or ask one of your fellow actors or our writer or director, or anything else you just want to put out to our lovely audience watching at home before we wrap it up.
Yeah, Maryanne, I would like to congratulate you on the use of the little mini spoiler alerts in the gardening blog monologues, the foreshadowing of what the scene is about, if you're paying attention to what she's actually writing. I loved that. Second, Austin, I would even add yet another medium, so to speak, or where we fall into all of this, doing it this way, because having done a staged reading before for the New Works Festival a couple years ago, and everybody on stage lined up, but you're still sitting down. There's no scenery. There's no blocking. You're still reading it from the script. So it's what we're doing is even in between all of that. So to say that, you know, it's more like filmmaking, yes, but we're not, even if we were doing this the way it, you know, was going to be, we wouldn't have all those accoutrements, so to speak. And so this makes it even more difficult because you can't get that. There's just something about being in even in the same room, sitting next to the other actors, to get that energy off of it. And when you put miles between us in a computer screen, it's you really, you know, it's really tough.
No, it's like acting via phone call. Yeah.
And I found watching it back, I found there were times when I was just too busy looking at the script to see, okay, I'm reading along, following along. Oh, I should have reacted to that. Whereas if I was on stage, even in a staged reading, it would have been more immediate. And I would have felt more comfortable looking around and looking at the other actors and interacting with them even just visually. So yeah, this was a challenge, but I'm glad we did it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely takes some getting used to. I'm very fortunate to be able to work with, like I've said a few times now, these really, really great people. The fact that I could bring in people who are actually used to working in this medium. Jeseka actually works with both Sarah and I on Zoom's Fairy Tales, where we literally do a movie every month or so via Zoom. So you know, we at least had some practice ahead of time, but it's always a learning curve as soon as you start trying to do something like this. But it was fun, at least for me. You know, it was fun to get to hang out with you guys. This pandemic's been a weird thing, but it was fun to get a chance to actually, you know, spend some time with fellow actors and do some work. So I really appreciate that. With that said, come watch our next Zoom's Fairy Tales. And Maryanne, thank you so much for letting us, you know, do your script. It was tremendous fun. So thank you.
Oh, thank you all so much. This was a privilege.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you all for the cast and crew and our wonderful writer Maryanne that was able to join us tonight to have this discussion. For our audience watching at home, have a lovely rest of your evening. But don't forget, the Long Beach Playhouse has digital content coming up all the time, and by all the time I mean sporadically. We have Zoom's Fairy Tales. That's one of our Director's Choice Online Scene Festival. That's an ongoing project. We're gonna have our Staff and Friends Cabaret coming up in 2 weeks on April 17th at 7 p.m. That'll be a little fundraiser for the Playhouse. We'll have some songs, we'll have some monologues, we'll have some dance, we'll have a comedian magician. I think that's the title of this. You'll get some terrible jokes by me, the MC. And that should be a fun time, so check that out, lbplayhouse.org. And I think we're going to wrap it up. If everyone, can I have the cast and crew and our